Hi guys, I want to make a video today about rites of passage in life and how do the two different genders go through the different rites of passage. And now let me say that women go through the rites of passage when they get their menstrual cycle. Their minds change completely. And that's when maturity comes in for the women, okay? They're no longer acting like children, they're more structured, they're more serious, you know, you could see it in their face, okay? But for a man's rites of passage is given by the father or by an authoritative figure, okay? An authoritative man. It cannot be given by another woman, okay? It cannot be given by the mother. This is why it's so important for the man to have a father, or at least a father figure in which that father figure could, break him off into the rites of passage, okay? And so if a man doesn't have a father, if a boy doesn't have a father, the best thing the mother could do is enlist him in some sort of sports, baseball or football or martial arts, so there will be a coach or at least that father figure that would break him into manhood, okay? And I saw a lot of this going on, when I was in martial arts. I saw that a lot of single mothers would drop their male child in karate because they were single and the fathers were not around. So and most of the time these boys were misbehaving. They were talking back to the mother, they were hitting the mother, they would misbehave in school, and they were suffering. That's what it was. They were hurting because they had no father. They were looking for that missing aspect of themselves, and as a result, all that aggression and violent behavior that should have been directed in a positive manner was scattered. So they were all over the place. They were getting detention in school, they were bullying other kids in school. It was not, structured, because the male energy has to be structured. If it's not structured, it causes a lot of problems, okay? Now, notice how I didn't say it has to be removed, okay? Because a lot of people in the feminist society will try to remove a man's aggression, and that's very evil, okay? There's a reason why a man has an aggression, and that aggression has to be geared to protect a woman, okay? The feminine throne, okay? Because a feminine throne is essentially the life creator. So, if the woman is not walking safe in the world, you're screwed, because the whole entire, the whole entire species gets wiped off. And that's installed in the biology, okay? So, so the man's rites of passage has to be given by the father or an authoritative figure, someone that's a father figure, okay? And I wanted to show you that in the tarot cards we have the Ion, okay? And the Ion is symbolized, it's also called in other cards the Judgment, okay? It's the time when your ego is like broken down and you see things in a new way, okay? The thing that you experienced was so harsh that you get quiet for a while. You know what I mean? You get quiet. People are like, man, that person. You're integrating. You're integrating. So once you're done with that integration process, it could take a day or two or a week, month, sometimes years, depending on how severe that reality check was. And when you have that reality check, you're born again. You say like dying in the cross. Like when Jesus died on the cross, he was born again. You have to suffer to be humble, okay? And I know that's how life is. It's harsh, but you have to suffer to be humble. And when you go through that transition, okay, you get the Ion. It's a new judgment. You see things a new way. You no longer want the things you wanted before. Like, a woman no longer wants a Barbie doll once she gets menstruation. She wants to put makeup on. She wants to, do grown-up things. You know what I mean? Same with boys. When boys pass that rite of passage, when they get into their first fight, okay, and I'm not advocating violence here, okay? I'm not saying street fights. I'm saying get in a dojo or something and fight. Spar. Get hit. That's gonna break him down when he hits his first bruise or his first broken arm or his first broken foot. or when the sensei strains him up, okay, it's gonna hurt and he's gonna stay silent for a couple of weeks. Then guess what? The man is born. Okay, he's now he's strong, because now he's not gonna be picking on people. Okay, now he's not gonna be picking on people that are weaker than him. He's not gonna be picking on women anymore. Okay, he's a man now. He doesn't care for those things. Those are childish things, And I've noticed that here in society, there's a lot of men that are so immature. It's like, I mean, majority of them are, and I understand it's because they don't have a father. They never had a father. Okay, they never had a strong father figure, and as a result, they got into drugs, alcohol, beating up women, all kinds of things, disrespecting women, and that's just not how it is supposed to be. I've seen both sides. I know how it's supposed to be because I've seen the righteous men. Okay, and that's how society has been broken down, by taking the father figure and also the mother figure too, for women. So everybody has to have a rites of passage in order to reach adulthood. It's not easy, but it's beneficial. I've seen a lot of men that have not crossed through the rites of passage, and I'm going to tell you what those people are. I'm going to tell you what kind of men they are. They're the ones that are shy. Okay, the nerds, the ones that are afraid to talk to a girl. Okay, because rejection is the hardest thing they will experience. Okay, now when they get into a ring, into a boxing ring, and they get sparred up and they get beat up, that's going to be the hardest thing that they have faced. So walking up to a girl is not going to be that hard for them. Okay, it's going to be like a piece of cake compared to what they've been through. That's how you know what a boy is and a man is. Okay, and this is why I do see that men that are shy, okay, and that expect women to walk up to them, that's dangerous. I'm going to tell you why that's dangerous. Because their ego is not that well put together. Okay, it hasn't been tested. It hasn't been strengthened like a diamond. Now, the process of making a diamond is by applying a lot of pressure. Okay, and see if that that rock could really take it, and that's what makes it a diamond. It could actually take the pressure. And when a person has not been through that kind of pressure, okay, they could snap at somebody else very easily. I mean, notice how people in the military, the men in the military, the Navy SEALs, the Marines, how they're trained to withstand provocation. Anybody could provoke these people, and they will, they're trained not to snap. Okay, so the rites of passage. What I'm trying to get to this video is that the rites of passage is very necessary in life. Animals have rites of passage. Birds when they're born, birds in an egg. When a baby bird is born, it has to break out of the egg. If you break that egg out, if you help that bird out, that bird's gonna be very weak when it grows up. You have to let it get out of the egg. You can't help it. Okay. I mean, you could see how it's coming out, and you could monitor to see if it doesn't die. Maybe you have to take some drastic changes, but you really have to let that bird come out of the nest. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and namaste.